Hello, Super Robot fans. I'm full up on pesto pasta, and it's a good night. Let's play some video games. If I forgot to say this, my name is Austin. We are jumping back into our playthrough of Super Robot Wars R. This is scenario 24. I have a little NVIDIA race because I didn't want to go through 5 minutes of cutscenes with you all. So let's take a look at what we're working with, and then we'll start playing. We've got two bosses. They are now flanking us. They learned a lesson from last scenario. We have the combattler enemies. If you couldn't tell from this slew of fake combattlers, and then we have our primary boss here. That's the Magma. I feel like the word Magma is somehow involved in her name. Let's see. Beast Great, Demonica. No. The Santo Magma. I was right. Okay. The Santo Magma. We have Dungle again, and we have Dargaron. Despite the fact that Dungle is in the unit that he usually arrives in after you blow up the first thing he is in, he is still up to his old tricks. We'll have to keep that in mind. And then up on the top, we have all of the Mazinger. Well, partially on the top. Hold on. We have... Well, there we go. We have the Mazinger. Oh, they just disappears after a second, though. Okay. We have Mazinger enemies for the third time. And we have the Fortress Demonica. So fewer bosses up here, though we do have the Dragonsaurus again. It does not run away this time, which is useful, but it does drop a dust proofing, so I wouldn't care if it did. I keep asking y'all to do stuff for me. If anyone has a use for like the dust proofing items, please let me know. Maybe there's something about it I'm missing. Okay. You'll notice our setup is a little bit bizarre this time. So first, this like star shape of the Mazinger units is force deployed. So I would not have deployed all of them. We're definitely running low on deployment slots now. We started by going trying to figure out who was going to be like our last deployment slot or two, and now we're just super overcapped with everything we just got with all the wing pilots. So we're probably actually not going to get to trade everything that I wanted to. I had sort of figured we were going to be overbooked on things, but that's fine. So yeah, we have these 5 force deployed. And you'll also notice two longtime members of the team, the Combattler and Carrot, nowhere to be found. But they will show up later. So we will do as the scenario wants us to and divide our forces, half going up, half going down. I remember how I mentioned the like bright Excel moving back and forth thing. Unfortunately, there's just not enough. There's too much going back and forth this way. There's not enough movement on him to do that. Let's think what else. Turn 2 is going to be the flag for this scenario. We will get one more boss. Honestly, it's wild to me. So we're like 3/4 of the way through the game now, right? No, sorry. We're 2/3 of the way through the game. And a boss is going to show up that I thought they arrived so much sooner in this game, but they did not. Maybe I'm misremembering that they're in one of the other route splits earlier, and that could be why, but very surprising. All right, so how do we want to divide? We get the Combattler and the Carrot later, so that's support one direction. Sending them down seems fine to me. So sending the rest of this group up is okay. I don't think that's like fully evenly distributed, but that's fine. We do want to be a little thoughtful about our money because we do have a lot of high value financial targets this time. But we can get the whole squad. Or not the whole squad. We can get most everybody in bonus willpower positioning. Though I guess we are wasting one a little bit if we don't move to a diagonal. You know, we're gonna actually hunker down here in the middle. I've changed my mind. We're gonna hunker down here in the middle. And oh, it's a bummer that George is missing out, though. But no, we won't because we can't use it with Jim this turn, so that's fine. I think we're just gonna pass. We're gonna take these a little slower this time. There is no great advantage to getting them to to fighting them on their own turf. We do sort of want to get them to come off of the 2 defensive points they have. They are energy and HP restoring, so... yeah. We'll just start throwing the Mazinger stuff around. We'll leave them here long enough for them to soften things up, but not much beyond that. I did put some energy parts on Hero. I did put propellant tanks on him. I was doing some math. I should have run already. I should have squad. That spreadsheet and line graph of energy parts, and I think I was really sleeping on propellant tanks. They seem so bad because you get them early. Like, I feel like just like video game logic suggests, you know, the thing you get at the beginning of the game surely can't be the thing you would be using also at the end of the game, really. But I think the propellant tanks are just, they're really good if you're not going to stay in a scenario for like over 20 turns. Okay, so here is one of the like primary villains of the game, one of the original characters. Their name is, I think, it's Radia, but I believe Laliar with an R at the end is the English translation for her. We're gonna get, there's 2 other units that are similar to her, but they're on the whole really just sort of thorns in our side. They have been outfitted with some of the best that this series has, this entry has to offer in terms of like defense and offense. I am pretty sure all 3 of them are girls. I could be wrong about that, though. Despite what I said about the concern about money, we are going to lose 4 of them here, but I think that'll be okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe we need to make sure we get 7 money entries. It is funny, though. I probably should be more concerned, because, like, the combatalers, we're going to see these 6 combatalers are worth more than double what some of the other things we've gone out of our way to get double for. They're worth 3,300 on their own. Or, like, these Mazingers are worth 2,400. Okay. So, we now have the good fortune of being in positions where now that we're, like, all clumped together, we also can get support attacks off. So let's take advantage of that. I do want to get the Getter somewhat forward because we can actually just put the regular with the Getter 1. Because they can provide up to 3 support attacks. I think Guy has one, or not Guy, Go has a support attack now. Yeah, he does. Okay. Obviously not this turn, but next turn we can. Let's try and give Hero some stuff. I might focus... Yeah, let's focus this turn, because I suspect he's going to get attacked again, based on what happened last turn. Right. Because of this situation... Actually, Hero should have been in here, receiving extra morale. He probably should have been in one of the diagonals with the 2 support bots. But we do want to get Zero System turned on sooner than later, because it'll provide more benefit earlier. I don't love the idea of tucking the Mazingers away. They'll still contribute something. So, I guess we can let them weaken. They can weaken these 2. Go. And then have the Gundam pilots come in and sweep those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Hero has those range extenders on, so he can hang back a little bit more. Okay, see, so all those parts I was putting on are fine. We are just 3 shy of dodging here. We can give this last one to Catra. And then we can send our... we also only have one from G Gundam. I did not realize that. This is what I'm talking about. There's just not enough space. No, there's enough space. It's okay. You make really great designs, video game. All the levels are perfect. See, we just gotta... It needs to believe that it's doing a good job for it to keep running. It runs on happiness. It's like the Gummy ship. I never could decide whether that was like meant to be literal or not. I know that's a plot point in the... let's go on the right side. I know it's a plot point in the novels. I think it's in the novels. Maybe it's in the manga. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm referencing the Gummy ship from Kingdom Hearts. Who knows? Maybe we'll see it in this game at some point on like one of the reject mobile games. They've added some weirder stuff. Like there's the Pac-Man robot. So like you never know. You'll never be seeing those on the channel. You'll never get the mobile games out of me. I don't think they're real. But I tend to be pretty anti-gacha in general. I think gacha tend to be pretty predatory, and I'm not here for it. Sure. That's everybody? I am kind of curious, though, if people have played the gacha. I talk about Fire Emblem with some infrequency. I know that the Fire Emblem gacha is very divisive. A lot of people, that's like one of their only experiences with Fire Emblem. Certainly not exclusively. There's plenty of people that there's overlap between the gacha and the regular game. But I tend to think of it as like more of an offshoot than like part of the primary play experience. Or like I know plenty of people who've just played that because it was a gacha and have no knowledge of any of the rest of Fire Emblem. And I wonder if the same is true here for Super Bombers. It is a little bit harder. Like, not that Fire Emblem isn't a Japanese game, but I feel like there's a very different cultural currency that happens between the two of these. You know what I mean? Right? Like, I think if you asked, you know, the average gamer, they probably have no idea what this series is. Maybe a little bit more now that like 30 was advertised on Steam. But I think I would like to say the majority of people know what Fire Emblem is if they play video games with some amount of regularity. Even if they've not played them, like Super Smash Bros. Has certainly inundated them with sorties. Oh man, that would be incredible if like the Huckabine just like landed out of a trophy. At one point, it's just the foot. I guess we didn't talk about this. Our best boy got better. We did get a new attack. We did get a new attack from this scenario, so that's cool. It does mean he also gets to act at diagonals now too, right? It's post movement and it's 1 to 3 range, so he doesn't need to be right up next to something. So we can have like he can attack with a really sizable attack. One space, so like he could go here, attack, and then have the Voltes come in front of him, and then get the combo attack off. Very useful. All right, let's start cashing out. Oh, why does she have this also? Okay, this was a spirit I've been waiting for. I also can't remember the name of this one. Is this like, I think it's Awaken? You can give it to any unit, and they get an extra turn. They'll like. They will go from expended, they'll go from gray to back to blue, and you can reuse them. There is a cheaper version that only works on yourself. It's 50 instead of 90. The 91 works on you regardless of you can be used on any unit. But it's a real shame that it's from the same character who, like, Chizuru. Pretty much all of Chizuru's spirits, like, we want to be using constantly. They're all remarkably good. Okay. Can we get the Voltace in here doing something else first? Yeah. So we can attack here for both battleships and have the Voltace come in and maybe finish off that kill, and then the Combattler can be adjacent and get some extra power from the rivalry. Maybe unnecessary, but... yeah, that seems good. What are we looking at here? 2,000. Okay. Excellent. Superb. And we are full power because we were standing next to the Diana and the Venus. What was I doing? Oh, right. We just need money on. Ooh. Only 5 more levels and we get a third one of those. That'll be nice. May as well XP them too. Whatever now. We get one of these, still safe play. Wall's a bit redundant now at this point. We maybe could still find a use for it. But we are already so tanky, that doesn't matter. Oh, okay, yeah. It's, I think the final pilot for the Voltace is Megami. Yeah. Well, overkill. We could have gone even the healthier one. I don't think these. This is what? A Galmus. I think these are Galmuses. Yeah, this should be. I don't think they're not worth nearly as much. It's really the Combattlers that are like our highest priority targets, and then obviously the bosses. So I want to. Well, actually, hold on. Let's look how we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What? It's 90 and then 135. Okay, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's 17, probably 17 at max, probably more realistically half of that. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bosses. So that does kind of check out. We do have only one retreater. That is Lalia and the Hypocrisis. So we're pretty safe to get all that money. We'll just have to make sure we save spirits for it. Actually, how is this looking? That's just shy. You know, we can make sure George is ready for next turn for... We can spend one of those a little bit more wisely. Cool. So if we are just over to the left one, so we can stand on this building. And that will get us set up for next turn. Does boss ever get... Oh, he does have a 1-3 here. Yeah. He mostly has only 1 range attacks, but I know he got at least 1 that wasn't. And then we can have one of these three heal him. So that'll work. And then I guess we can have one of the Mazingers come in here and help soften that up too. The V5. I wish there was like better collective names for these things, like these two. They can also get the remainder of these enemies like prepared for the map attack next turn too. The getter is, I hate to say it, but I think it's falling off a wee bit as we don't have the most defensive parts on it. And we're gonna have to use the wall. Right, like that was good, but I don't think it's been looking that hot in a minute. It's taking it takes a lot of damage. And it doesn't have any HP regen. Sometimes they do. So this is, if we spend anything, we lose access to our third fortune right now. I think we're gonna have to though. I'm not gonna be so stingy as to risk. Oh, actually, we could have attacked here and it would have been fine. That's okay. That wastes the support attack. I was clearly thinking I knew already. One really nice feature that is an upgrade in D is that you can just hover over the unit and it'll show you their health bar left. It's a real nice quality of life feature. Can Hero attack from here? Yeah, it would be nicer if he was... I don't want him forward, but I do want him adjacent to his allies. For some extra damage. I guess we could use... this is like maybe one of the worst charges ever, but... I think we don't want to get counterattacked, and I think we would like to try and kill something. So let's go over here. Obviously, I can't, decide retroactively what units I'm going to use, but I am curious what people like. How people are feeling about what our team looks like. I'm hoping we'll already be having those conversations. But I guess for the channel, how would you like to decide if we're going to be using some different units? Like I will happily be persuaded into bribed, challenged, whatever you'd like, for me to use worse or specific units. So, like, how do people want that to look like moving forward? But also, I am kind of curious to hear, like, other than just, well, I like them, how do people, like, typically decide what units they're taking in? Because, like I said last scenario, there's just so many. We've gotten access to a really, really large team at this point. And, like, we're 2/3 of the way through, so you'd hope we would see, like, a good majority of the cast by now. But as far as I know, this is, on the whole, a smaller game. There are many fewer units in this game than many of these games have. And there's, like, a cast size of, like, 100 or more. There's, like, 115, which is also to say, like, any of the that's not accounting for any of the combinations of pilots and units that could switch around. The process feels daunting. And I also fully understand if most people are just like, I picked the ones that I liked, they're the ones I always use, so they're going to get fielded for this game too. I do think I'm an oddball in that way. Like, I like always picking out the weird ones, the ones I haven't seen or used before, like whenever I'm doing anything. I I have a spreadsheet that many of my friends in the past had teased me about. Whenever I would play Pokemon, I had a like diminishing returns spreadsheet. So if I used that mon in a previous playthrough, then it came off the spreadsheet, so the next playthrough wasn't going to happen anymore. Because like, I think there's a lot of really cool designs just in general with a lot of these things. Why would I not want to try them all out? What more reasons to like more things? Okay, that gets us 3. That also gets us 3. Oh. It's a shame we can't give him an extra turn. I mean, we could, but... Oh, do we have 2 pilots who have this now? We do. Ooh, that's mighty tempting. I did not pay attention to this. I used the gain without thinking, or maybe he just gave us a level up. Okay, do we have a dedication we can spend? So what I'm thinking is, if we move George here, this map attack gets this whole group of 5, and that's mighty tempting. I think I like that. Even if he had charge, we wouldn't be able to use it because you can't map attack after that charge. You have to. It has to be a regular attack. So how close? He's got max. What do we want to spend? If we spend a persist, we're gonna waste that. But we're gonna kind of waste any of these. I do think I think that really should be the plan. I guess we won't waste the persist if we dodge. Let's see what the least we can use is. He shouldn't be spending anything because he's the one that needs to get some more. They're good. A flash will cut it. We could confuse. You know, let's confuse. There's so many enemies, and we never really use her. I think her name is Magma. We never really use all of her spirits. So now with this half-hour cutscene of all these triggering, what do you want to talk about? How are your days going? How are your weeks going? I hope the answer is good. If they're bad, I hope I'm giving like at least a small spot of brightness. I'm really hoping that like this channel will become the sort of like off-day delight. I think most people are probably going to be choosing the more mainstream, whatever their more mainstream content is going to be. If you choose me over that, I am flattered. But I think I'm probably going to be releasing these on sort of off days. So if so people don't have to like pick and choose between the things they like normally would do or would want to do. Okay, let's go here. Maybe this is silly. Oh, because no one's been spent yet. Yeah. Maybe this is silly. Maybe we could have just done it. We could have just charged ourselves just as easily. I do feel like I get it in my head that I can't do things one way, and then we'll find a more roundabout way to do the very same action, but considerably more cumbersome. But I don't. If that's not what playing video games is about, I'm not sure what they are. Okay, so see, we've now been unexpected. We can now take our turn again. So we still need to weaken these two to get them in a position where they could be killable by that map attack. This ought to do. Alright, we still need a little bit more. Yep, okay, that's good. We can excel. And then the Combattler can be right out of range with its new attack. Incredible. And then I think we're gonna have the Altron attack. We probably shouldn't even need to. I'm gonna risk, what are these called? Were the Galmases? Gaudumasuya. We're gonna risk the Galmas. We want Valor just to be sure. We want... yeah, we'll use it from George. And we may as well use the focus now that we're not getting the... we're not going to get another blessing. Fortunately, this map attack does not work like how Heroes does. We should have used a cheer. Oh well. Oh, he does a lot more damage than I was expecting. Ain't that always the way? And then I'm gonna get used to how he does damage this time. And then I'm gonna be misprepared for next scenario. That would have been what, 1300 XP if I had gained. What a waste. That sure looks like a carrot kill. Oh yes, excellent. If we can't use them for fortune now, we do have Dawn. 1, 2, 3. Can we get XP2? Yeah, may as well. 1, 2, 3. Let's keep them as far away from danger as possible. It's a little different, but that's significant enough. Excellent. Chotenki Sabine. I think it's Chotenki. Maybe I've been saying this wrong the whole time, and everyone's like screaming, tearing their hair out at me. I do just assume that I'm going to be received poorly. I'm going to manifest that if I keep thinking that way. Maybe I need to believe that people will really like this. I mean, you're here, aren't you? If I'm actually speaking to anyone, clearly you do. So that's got to be on me. Let's toss one down here on the Ultron, and then it can pick up the kill on the Combattler. And then we just have this Magma sitting here. Or not Magma, this Galmus. That'll work. I don't hate the idea of Bright getting a little more experience. Is he doing anything else with any of his SP? No, we're gonna charge with him. We are too close for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get him nice and snug with our primary combatants. Oh, let's... Oh, I really thought that would do it. Okay, that's fine. The Venus does not have enough... Oh, right. We took all the parts off her, didn't we? Yeah, she's missing her parts now. She can't get over to the... Mazinger to heal him. Well, maybe she'll be relevant at the top. Carrot's down here, so I also want boss to go at the top if we can help it too. This is largely unhurt. Wild that he still has an attack. This is why I like the Taugeist. Like, oh man, I'm giving him credit for having a long-ranged attack. I know, but also he can still move and be relevant after he moved too. It's both. It's the combination of both. I hope I've made that clear by now. I'm not trying to like give people a hard time if they don't understand why. I've got to like invent banter to have. I think this scenario is the only time some of these units feature. Yeah, like... What does this even say? Volcania? What do we got this? Volcania. That makes sense. We're still lava themed on this side too. It's at least a little interesting. It doesn't have any post-movement attacks, so as long as we aren't in range, it can't do anything to us. We haven't attacked that yet, so no looking there. We'll look at that next turn. Never mind. But there's not a whole lot to say, yeah, for these parts. Everyone's just kind of moving forward. I do think if we had stayed in the middle, if we had to defend a little bit more in the middle, having those Volcanias moving towards us and trying to balance out where we were in relationship to them would have been more interesting. I feel like they could stand to have had like maybe 200 to 300 more power. I think that would have made them like more threatening. I mean, obviously it would have, but I think it would have made them an appropriate amount of threatening. That I would have had to pay attention to them more rather than sort of mashing through them like the regular enemies. They just keep attacking the Massacres. They'll level up they'll level up just by looking at the enemies. This time they're so much higher level. Actually, to that point, we probably should have them leave just to make sure the units we need targeted are getting targeted. I said we were okay with him getting a kill. I see no reason to waste it. The Galmuses are not worth a lot. I do think overall... Sorry, it was a big yawn. I got tired. I think the bottom section is more difficult than the top, just because we're contending with potentially 4 bosses all at the same time. We're gonna dodge. I don't want the carrot to die if we can help it. The Santa Magma has one more range than I thought it did. I knew she shot pretty far up the road, but I thought it was 7, not 8. It's fine. Is that because she has a part on her? No, she has a Shuffle Crest. A very important member of the Shuffle Alliance. You know, the 6 playing cards. Hearts, spades, clubs, diamonds, the Joker, and liquid magma. My favorite flavor. I'm surprised that the Dark Aron doesn't retreat. It says... I have it down here that it doesn't, and I feel pretty comfortable saying that I checked the retreat clauses for enemies pretty extensively. It's so tempting to just leave him in. We're gonna leave him in. I feel pretty comfortable saying that I checked the retreat clauses on enemies pretty extensively. That was like one of the things I spent a ton of time on while I was testing. So if it says it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't think I want to believe my past self. 1, 2, 3. I can't keep every time I open up every single one of these sheets go, was that right? I'll never get done. I mean, it is theoretically done. I've settled it as if it is finished because I need to be done at some point and move on to other ones. They'll get better as we go. I don't dislike the idea of taking a second pass at them though, if we like find enough wrong with it. If just by me playing through it, or you all in the comments notice you're like, oh yeah, you've like messed up something really dramatically, like there's an entire menu you've overlooked, there's an entire mechanic you've overlooked. We can send that side over here to absorb one of these hits. Potentially. Actually, hold on, let's see, can we be out of range? 2 to 5, 1 to 3. 2 to 6, 1 to 5. Nope, we can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can still stay in the forest though. That's good. Yeah, perfect. I guess actually not perfect, because that was the worst position, because this missile can now hit us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's fine. We do want boss up here, so let's keep him out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'll be the same range for the unit in the back, because he's 1 space back, but has 1 space more. 1 space more range. It was a fun little syncopated beat there. we start? We can start in on him. I think I'm just going to leave the Nadeshko here to make pot shots. If we get a hit every other turn, I'm happy with that. That's fine. George does not need to fly. He has just as much movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could be on this space. We could be on that space, but I don't think that's going to change anything. So I guess he's going to be fighting the great one, the great pair. 2, 3, 4, 5. The great duo. I realized, you know, we're just not going to finish that thought. All right, what's Uncle working with this time? 1430 is we've now fought enemies where that is where we fought enemies with higher defense, no abilities, and level 7 potential is really high. That is like the worst part of it. And just a standard suite of attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do think this game is very good at testing your fundamentals. Like, there's not anything really fancy going on here. I don't think we necessarily need a ton of skills to have to account for, because I think you can also get, like, really bogged down in trying to track, like, the 7 different ways that the enemy doesn't take damage. But I do think some of the skills at least make things happen a little bit more interesting. But this is like, it's very good for like testing your positioning or your ability to like maneuver around well. So we can get we're pretty out of energy. So we can't even perform the support. We can't even perform the combo attack then. I do think we're still going to have these two go down and start wailing on the Darkeron, but it might just be out of, like, regular attacks. What turn is it? It is turn 5. Hypocrisis moves on turn 7, so we've still got time on her. Actually, hold on. I don't need to... Let's just make sure we know. They're all very angelic looking. They're pretty spooky. I think they make very good villain designs. Again, I wish they were like developed a little bit more mechanically, but so they do have HP energy regen. So we can't lollygag about. The energy regen feels really needless when the only attack is a close range one that spends 10, but it's there. So we do want to engage as far away as possible. I'm just worried about right now that she's going to attack us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so as long as we are standing at the north and east diagonals of the Darkeron, we are safe, which is exactly where I was going to go. The Santa Magma can still attack, but that's fine with me. Actually, you know what? We can... I keep saying we have lots left over. Let's start using it more. I'm out there. Okay, well, that's what we got. Using a Persist is still fine. We still get 2 Valors after that, if we need. As they're going to be fighting mostly super robot enemies, we don't care about losing out on a bullseye. Like, that won't matter. And then just with these more basic of attacks, I think we can comfortably destroy him next turn. I never use Guts or Willpower. I think we might actually, just for some sense of protection. Actually, how is Archimedes for defense? Nothing there. Potential level 5. I will persist this. I was debating whether we were going to use this spirit I have highlighted, the one that ignores defensive abilities. if we can help it, we're gonna not spend all of our energy. Actually, we're gonna use the free energy attack. Finally get an example of a time where we can, like, talk about, like, damage amounts and, like, over time. So, like, I could have lowered Workabetes by a little bit more by spending my energy, but he still probably would have required both of these two to attack. Assuming that I was not going to be using any of their, like, high energy attacks or, like, cashing in a Valor at that point. Do we not have... Is that... I'm thinking a Great Messenger? No. Oh, no. The Carrot healed its HP. The character back and healed its HP, not resupply its energy. I guess that should have been obvious when there was a little bit spent. I did look at that little bit spent and went, obviously that was for moving, but he got his energy restored. That's not how that works. At all. Do we have... So we could burn through our entire stock right now. We could persist, Bullseye, and Valor. We probably don't need to persist. Because... we have a ton of... We got a decent chunk of HP left. And if the Messenger goes down, it's whatever. Actually, is it whatever? Oh, the 3,300 is crazy. I'm pretty sure it's... Actually, we spent 7,000 on Luffy before? No, actually, it would be 6,600. Okay. In some games, that number is cut in half at the top for how much money you have to pay from your units. Okay, so we do care about the Messenger go down a little bit. I was going to say, if I'm Valoring, I definitely want a Bullseye, but we have. There's a 5% chance we miss. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah. Spooky, that was with a Bullseye. I guess that is what level 7 persist does. I think I mentioned that I didn't have the Frost Brothers skill marked down. I think I said that. I think I may have lied to you by accident and said that was the only skill that I didn't have figured out. I don't have potential figured out all the way. Like, obviously I know what it does. It's like, it feels like a pretty well-known quantity in the community already. What potential does generally, but I am not satisfied with generally. I want totally. I want to know exactly what it does. And unlike both earlier and later games, it doesn't have a hard threshold. It's not like when you get to... Okay, actually, hold on. First, let's explain how... First, let's heal Brave. So because he has potential level 7, that would start activating when he had 70% of his HP remaining. So every level is a 10% threshold. But it's not that potential level 7 gives you a flat amount of armor and potentially other things, potentially crit chance. I know it doesn't give defense, and I know it doesn't give accuracy or mobility. I have looked at that. I know that's not changed. But it starts giving armor as you at wherever it says it like begins activating. But it doesn't then give you a flat amount of armor when you're at 70% and then a new flat amount at 60%. There is like a percentile scaling all the way down, and it's not consistent. It's very frustrating. And it's also not like this. It's not like this armor stat down here will be modified to reflect it, right? The zero system on Hero will modify what his stats look like. They will show you the 5 extra stats added on top. It won't be green or highlighted anyway. It'll just be more stats. But the same is not true for something like Potential, because while it's giving it armor only during the damage equation. It's not like that makes a difference at any other time during formulas for things, but it is only giving it to it during damage calculation. It would be incredible if I could see that without needing to do the math about it, but that's not the world we live in. Alright, I see two units destroyed up here, and I see 2 units destroyed down here. It's just a matter of getting it done. I think we're going to start with the top this time. I think this is slightly more sorted out already. So Hero and Zex can do a number 2 to Dragonsaurus. Though I am tempted by charging again to get some support attacks going correctly. So Hero and Zex should be the ones that move first, because they don't have support attacks at all. We can... Okay, we put him on the ground. Oh, he can get over there still. Okay, I was gonna say we could jump the... We could jump the Getter into Getter 2, and that would do it. But we don't need to. If we get the support... I was thinking we could get the support attack with Hero. If we could get the support attack with Hero, where would we want him? But I think we just generally want the Talgeese on the bottom. I want that left spot open still to be able to attack the Dragonsaurus. This should definitely be dead, yeah. A little overkill on the Getter's part, but that's fine. Okay. Now we can turn into something else. How about into... That's 2450, and this is 2350, so just slightly better. And the... Doren... Oh, Tornado. For Tornado. Tornado is worse in the air. It's B in the air and A on the ground, which feels like it should work the other way. I really feel like a Tornado, based on video game logic, would be better at something in the air. Like, maybe that's too much Final Fantasy talking, but... So... actually, I guess no matter what, we're going to be wasting some support attacks, but that's okay. I think getting them off the Getter is the best thing we can do. And then we can have the Getter go down and then get resupplied and healed a lot. So... I guess we'll just have... Oh, well. I guess we'll just have Hero move, but I messed that up. That's fine. We can have Duo come over here. That will still do. Oh. If we have the Sandrock... Oh, the Sandrock's a space short. Man, that spot with Hero, it really messed that up. Because if we have the Sandrock come over first, that would give a little extra hit to Duo. I guess we could spend another focus. I guess we're going to spend another focus, because that doesn't actually change the... That doesn't change the fortune. Also, I said that this was going to die. I don't think it's going to. Yeah, it'll die next turn. That's okay. And Katra can not get over there, but he can get next to two of the Wing Boys, and that'll be a good next turn. We have 45. That's 90. We are 3 short in terms of being able to use 2 blessings and a focus left. So let's actually we've destroyed all of the generics now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left that we care about using. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we have, what, 8 and 12? We have 4 in spare. We're about to have 3 in spare. And then you can go here. Oh, we can still get a free attack him. Free, but we'll take some damage for it, but that's fine. Never mind, the open get will save the day. I wasn't expecting that. That's fine. He was healed most of the way. Or she. Actually, I spent the whole time thinking Sho was a man. I think Sho is a woman. I have not seen Neo Getter. Or is it Shin Getter versus Neo Getter? Neo Getter versus Shin Getter? It's the movie. If you know Getter, you know the one. Okay, back down here. May as well start with this. Starting with your like riskiest. Not riskiest. I mean, yeah, no. I will stand by that. Starting with your riskiest actions is usually the best way to like figure out the turn, right? Because if those hit, that does change the context of what we're doing on our turn a lot. I did not expect to level up with some stats on it, so I skipped through that quick. No, we did not get another spear. That's fine. We do want to... Do we have money left for this? Can the carrot get close enough? 1, 2, 3. It can. Do we have... We do have a support attack off Wu Fei. So we're going to try and get this as low as we can go. That persist is actually going to help out a great deal. Well, we can trust him up, I trust. Is that on... Oh, we actually probably can't trust him up. Do we have... What is this? Is this compassion? That'll work. It's a full heal on any player unit. I don't want this to kill, so we're gonna go like this. Perfect. Okay. We need funds. We need... Do we need bullseye? Let's do bullseye just in case. And we need something defensive. Flash will work. And the Altron is performing at max. I guess we could have turned the animations on, but we didn't need to because it's not the full boss. Oh, wait, I gotta hit it again so you can see it. Maybe we do just have, maybe we do spend some more. Right, go here. Man, that's so close to being enough without Valor. This is where, if you were playing this on emulator, I would not bat an eye, even for a second, if you save stated that to test. I'm not going to here, but I think that would be a very defensible choice to not waste that Valor. We want accuracy. I am going to have the Voltace move first, because I would like the Combattler on the right side just to get it one space closer. We want to avoid that damage. And how else can we do that? We don't want to flash there. We can flash here. Where we are for this one doesn't matter, because we can definitely get to Carrot next turn no matter what. Let's take a look at the ever so incredibly named Great 2. The first one was the Great 1. The second one is the Great 2. If there was a third one, I suspect it would be called the Great 4. Yeah. Oh, this is is this the Dustproofing? Hold on. Where does the Great 2? No. I swear I can read Japanese a little bit. Dual sensor. Duadu sensa. This kind of looks like he's got a monocle going on. I do kind of love the art for this. This is so gaudy, but I think that's excellent. All right, this is a little spookier. Close range is the most dangerous, so we can again try and chip this down with our battleships and Wu Fei and George in combination. The Voltes can probably finish this off, and that'll be the last we need to see of this attack. Though it's not that much different. Just like tack one more value on here. Make this 3,800. Really put the pressure on me. No abilities again, and Dungle still has the same information. I would find it very funny. It would be very, like, ludonarratively dissonant. But it would be incredible if Dungle leveled up during when he, like, did his costume change or, like, had different skills. That would be so funny to me. I don't want to spend all of... So now that I did use the Valor, I am more tempted... yeah, I'm gonna regret it, but I'm more tempted to use this attack. Yeah. That did need to be doubled now. That's good. Oh, but that was 1 to 3. We probably could have been back here, giving us a little bit more movement towards Karat. Because both of these two are in need of a resupply now. Does Wu Fei have anything? No, Wu Fei can spend freely. It's almost liberating not having one of the like resource gaining spirits. Let's get the Great Massacre in here too. Sure. Did we ever look at the Dragon Source? I don't think we did. 1430 HP regen. This is what has the dust proofing. Oh, right, because yeah, dust proofing is kanji, not katakana. Potential level 3 is fine. Okay, what? Hold on a second. This is so silly. Oh, right. Because the Dragon Source, despite being a unique, like being treated as a boss, its pilot is AI. I was looking at this and going like, why does this have this ability? It has level 2 blocking, but it doesn't have any of the 3 abilities that relate to blocking. It doesn't have sword cut. It doesn't have a sword, a gun, or a shield to use sword cut, shoot down, or shield defense, respectively. The Taugeist does so much damage because of that misclick. It was really worth it. It really ended up working out in our favor. I think I've said a couple of times that it's really hard to increase... It's like really hard to do extra damage in this game. Like, there's not a lot of parts that do it. It's like a slightly higher crit chance, but crit doesn't do that much. I think it's... Is it 1.25 or 1.15? It's pretty small compared to what you'd expect out of, like, some crits. Again, see Fire Emblem, where some crits are 3 times damage. What a luxury. Not here. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, but there's a good reason you can't increase damage, because so much of the math for this game is multiplicative rather than additive. You would be getting astronomically high numbers. And I know later games do get to that point a little bit more. It's baffling looking at. Support attack from George would be better. It is baffling looking at what this game looks like now compared to the very beginning, where, like, a really powerful attack, and I mean a really powerful attack, had 700 power. Like, the disparity is just... is so high. It is, as they say, like night and day. Do we have any funds up here left? We do. It is really annoying that the speed up movement button and the cancel button are the same button. I know we only have 2 options for button, but it's just... yikes. Very, very silly. If Dongle was going to retreat, that would have happened already, because it's 30%. That would be 3,000, 8 times 3 is 24, 5,400, so he definitely isn't. We can him a little bit more. This should work. Okay. I mean, even 600 matters. I think we are probably good with the rose petals, but let's find out. George is like halfway between what Jamil and the Wing Boys look like. Like, that was not bad. That was not bad. It was a little further away, so we didn't have to like look at it too close and like really notice it, but I've not watched Combattler at all. I've not watched a lot of shows. I think this is getting me to like watch some of them more, but I've not watched Combattler at all. I just, looking at the design of that unit, I feel like he's like opulent. I feel like he throws like gem encrusted swords or like gold coins at people. It just feels very like it codes very rich. But I always want an excuse to eat the rich, so what are you gonna do? Alright, we'll leave this to the getter. Switch back to 1. Actually, yeah, can we get support attacks off first? We can. Oh, actually, we probably can't because it's too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I don't think the getter... Oh, no, it does have a 1 to 6 range. I was underestimating the getter, too, a little bit. Very helpful. Yeah, you know what? Let's Valor. That's fine. The Venus can heal the Great Massacre if we need. Or we can look at the Penguin. We haven't looked at the Penguin in a while. I do also really love when we just, like, suddenly cut to a bit of visual that is, like, in the regular style. It's very funny to me. Those eyeball rockets will do nothing to me. Oh, no. Oh, no, my robot bones. That was so much more damage than I was expecting. I think I'm underestimating how low level we are. Levels don't matter. I think level of all of the things you can do, levels matter the least. But 24 to 38, 14 levels, I would say, is a non-noticeable difference. It is a noticeable difference. It's a non-ignorable difference. Okay. Yeah, so we leave this to the getter. Duo can finish up here to get the credit for this 8K. And then we'll have a boss after that for everyone else to start working on. So given that, I'm going to have the getter grow up farther to be in support range for future. Oh, I never spent funds. Whoops. That's a real shame. I think this is 10K we're missing out on. Was too jazzed to punch it. I really like board games. I promise the story's going to go somewhere. I really like board games. Play with some family friends every once in a while. And without fail, I always get one rule wrong. No matter what I try to do, no matter how much I prepare, I always get one rule wrong. And I feel like the same is coming true here. I will always mess up one boss kill, guaranteed. It could be more, but there will always be one I messed up. Oh, man. Okay. That's not Duo. The funds. That leaves us with 56, so we also get a focus if we need it. Do we have anything a little more potent in terms of dodging? That takes us down to 36. We don't have a persist. We can move Catcher up to get a little bit more evade. Yeah, okay. And now we don't need to worry about evading, because that will just be a kill. Anyone got a cheer left? We do. The boss has one. Yeah, sure. I'm less concerned about daunting these enemies if they don't run away. We can daunt Lalia with Addy, but We'll worry about that when we get down there. 3 levels, incredible. Are we in range for... Oh, beautiful, we are. And... You know what? Let's charge. He's not used any of his SP. Absolutely, we're going to charge. I do kind of want him standing next to Hero for the extra attack. It's so little extra attack. I think we actually might just have him not. We want... You know what? Let's just get a real big... Let's get a big real crack. Oh, get a real big crack in his health. We'll soul and focus. That was, in fact, an incredibly large chunk of his HP. You need to go up here to heal. And boss can be in position to resupply next turn. Okay. Well, now that we've, like, really jumped him, let's look at what he's got going on. 1500 armor, I think, is maybe the second highest armor we've seen now. Real spooky. I don't know. This is the only time this boss is going to show up. I don't know why it has stats for anything else other than in the air. It can't go in the water. It's not going to land. It does have HP regen, which is why I was like, I don't mind actually, like, putting some chunk into this now. It does also have energy regen small by having that solar panel. And again, the same usual suite. If we can help it, if we can help it, we do want to be close so we can ignore the biggest attack. Or we can just be all the way out of its range. Show us what you got. I'll say it multiple times just to help it stick. So because we're going to be support defending, we want to dodge, even though the Great Massacre is not good at dodging, because blocking here would contribute not at all to our defensive parameters, right? Like, if the Venus was going to take the damage, or the Voltace 5 was going to take the damage, blocking is not going to make it take less. It's always still going to take half what the damage would have been, because that's how support defense works. So we may as well dodge to see if we can just, like, ignore the damage entirely. Okay. He's Mega Ultra Turbo dead. That is interesting, though. I do have less hit on him. I swear I checked if Persist gave, or Potential gave accuracy or evade, but I'm really fairly confident that it does not, but maybe I'm wrong here. Learning things as usual. Okay, and he is set up now for the Getter to come in and clean it. Ooh, the Getter is only 1 dedication away from getting another fortune. That's very good. What we're looking at, we have the suite of 4 if we're not using a defensive ability at all. And we'll throw the Sand Rocks in just to be safe at the end, but he's dead no matter what. Let's look at the Great General of Darkness. It is, I think, because we're just playing chess with more steps. I do feel like the games need to take more effort to make the bosses more memorable. And, like, if the design is memorable, but the encounter with them is not, that feels, like, underutilized. You know? Though jumping out of... Oh, there we go. Here, we have the Spirit on go now. This is the one that you can use only on yourself. That, I think it's Zeal. It costs 50 SP, but you take another turn. You immediately get another turn when you would end your turn. It's very good. You can finish maps very quickly with that. if you are familiar with the process of warp skipping in Fire Emblem, this is the Super Robot Wars equivalent of warp skipping. I don't know how much I will show that off. I will probably do it. I mean, it's good no matter what, but I would like to look at the maps at least some. We can leave. She can stay back here. If she doesn't get to contribute the rest of the fight, that's okay. Does the Santa Magma ever leave? Oh, okay. She moves on turn 6, but because there is still someone in range, she's not going to be moving. And her range was 8? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have any noticeable landmarks around? No, we do not. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to count that every time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, okay. It's the space right below the intersection that she... that's still within her range. So it is kind of tempting to leave one unit in range so that to like keep her in place while we're gonna go if we go and fight Apocryphus over here. I think that might be what we're gonna do first. Actually, no, I do want to draw her up because I want her to get off of this +30/+30 terrain. Okay, no, I do that marked. I had that marked correctly. I remember this being energy regen or HP regen. Does she just have it on herself naturally? She just naturally has the energy regen. She's definitely an easier boss than Lalia is. The threat comes that she just is like gonna toss pot shots out at you as you're trying to fight the rest of the bosses in the area. But hold on. That's 179 attack with 2,700 power, as opposed to 100, as opposed to 3,200 and 185, or this pilot and this unit are not well suited for each other. Lalia has weaker melee and much stronger range, and their weakest attack is a ranged attack by a considerable margin. So I think we're going to attack Lalia first, because even if we don't kill her, that will still just make the rest of this easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right at that little nook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, we do. I forgot. We also get to hear the. We get to hear the other original tune. We've been hearing the hero one for a while. Now we get to hear the villain one. Yeah. Let's take a look at what they. Let's see what they look like. Yeah, as I said this at the top of the show, but as a reminder, this boss can retreat. So that's what I was saying. We no matter what, we can make our task a little easier. I think we'll get Lalia to go away faster. Okay, we can take 3 steps for sure. 3 extra steps, and we'll get right there. Yep, perfect. Okay, what do we got? We have a Valor left. We have a Valor and whatever this is called. The ignore defenses. We've got 2 monies left. If we're gonna Valor, it should be on Laliar. But we don't want to use those yet. We want to use those when we're getting close to the end. She gets super tanky because of the potential she has. So let's use. He claimed nothing, so we're gonna use willpower again. 2 in 1 scenario. Definitely flash. Focus is just a slightly cheaper bullseye. We're saving it for another Excel somewhere down the line. Probably not. I think we're at 93% to hit. Yeah, can we bring anybody else over? Oh, super. Yeah, we can totally bring Bright over. We'll let him heal himself. The Combattler is hurting for energy, but that's what we have these parts for. You take that. So the Combattler should come over first. And we'll flash that too, because it has the like ability to attack at a right angle still somewhat effectively. It will need a bullseye though. I am grooving to this music. This feels like appropriately apocalyptic for what these bosses are, right? We're not fighting some sort of like military organization or like political turmoil. Like it feels very Outer Entity kind of energy. I don't remember what their exact story is, but okay. And now we have this going on. Oh, right, these are the same accuracy. Yeah, so 93. If we're gonna use the real big attack, I don't want to waste that. We'll bullseye, that's fine. Yeah. She'll definitely be leaving next turn, regardless of whether on her terms or on ours, but she will be leaving next turn. I am going to toss the Rock Hylube over here just for all that extra mobility. That bullseye was actually a super waste. I could have just moved this over here and we would have been set. And we're going to get this within range, right? Actually, hold on. We can calc this. Oh, never mind. This will always be dueling, right? Because she has 8 range. This is the second time I wanted her to have 7. So where are we moving? We're moving here. Does she have any post movement? I don't think so. Oh, she has a 1 to 5 post movement. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We can still have the Nadeshko can still take some shots in. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think we're just going to have the Mazinger absorb that. Great. We're back up to 20,000, so 9,000 is our retreat threshold. Let's see what actions we can take. We're going to ignore this anti-magma still. I don't think any of these units can get down there. Hold on. I always underestimate how far the getter can move. Spending this does not change our fortune turn economy. No, but it's darn close. It's wild. Okay. If the getter can't get there, I don't think anybody else is within range. Which is going to be fine. So George does have an attack here. But we actually can't support attack Laliar with this way. Oh, I never gave the Nadeshko back its parts. Okay. So we could have Wu Fei attack the Santa Magma and get the support attack off of George. And then have George just attack Laliar anyway. Is that enough damage? I'm sure it'll be enough damage. Okay. You're gonna focus and Valor. And yeah, that's big attacks there. And then we're gonna move the Nadeshko in again to get the leadership bonus. That will take us that 2%. Is enough of a difference that I'm willing to. It's basically free. Okay, cool. That feels like the Santa Magma guaranteed dead next turn. Alright, what's George got left? I think the best we're doing is 93% here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 1,500, so we can do 6,000 still. We definitely have this. So who's got what? Oh, that's why we're keeping the bullseye. We needed that for the ignore defenses spirit. Uh-oh. We're too short. I don't think we got that many dedications left. Okay. Well, I mean, let's see. Does the Combattler have it? We got Valor. We do have Ignore Defenses. Oh, we don't have the Fortune left, though. Okay. Everyone's missing the parts they needed. Okay, how many we have no dedications left. Well, we're about to find out whether, whatever this is called, works through support attacks. This is... my brain... I feel like I'm just moving back and forth the same units. I'm not actually accomplishing anything, nor am I talking any of this out. Okay, so first I wanted... So I was originally going to have one of these two attack to weaken, and then have the other one come in with the combo attack. But we probably are going to get the most damage out of going all in on an attack and a support attack. So given that, can we daunt, and how many times can we daunt? We actually have a lot of daunts left. We had more with Yuriko if I had thought that through. But that's fine. Okay, so let's get started with this. This will be a pretty big swing in, as a pretty big swing in damage. We still have some fortunes left. So can we spend... We could leave Duo to get the Santa Magma, so we could spend both of these fortunes on the Daunts instead. Oh no, we can't spend both of them. We need one of them for this, for Laliar. For Lalia. Okay, so we're gonna spend one of the Daunts. And then we have how many left? We've still got 3 left. So we're gonna set her down to normal willpower. We're taking 50 off, and every point of level and every point of morale contributes 0.5% of damage. So we're taking away 50. She's dealing 25% less damage, and she's taking 25% more damage. Oh, but that was still with fighters. Okay, so not 25, so 20%. But 20% still enough. Is still a swing. Is there any way we could have Koji come in? You know, we're gonna have Koji do some damage too. Still. So let's get this sorted first to make sure we don't need to use spirits from the Kara. We need... This has to be Valor. We need none of these, so does it need to be Bullseye? It does not need to be Bullseye. Also, why can't the Combattler support attack? Oh, because it won't have enough energy left. It'll have enough energy left from here. Why can't these two support attack with each other? That's very odd. There's no, like, leadership shenanigans happening. Okay, well, that does sort of answer the question, then. We might just have to go all in and... Does anyone know what's happening here? I don't understand why this support attack is not happening. Oh, never mind. I know what the answer is. It can't support attack because it's already joining in a combination attack. Okay. So that does mean that we can have the Combattler do some damage ahead of time too. That was very silly of me. None of his spirits are going to affect anything here. We're out here. We do want a fortune, and we'll flash in case this goes wrong. And we can toss, we can toss the EXP over here too. Because even if we don't kill, this is still something. Okay. Then we can have Karok come over here and heal Koji. What are we working with? We just have a bullseye left. We can get a support attack from the Combattler. That will be fine. I think that's the most damage we can do while still keeping the Combattler adjacent for the combo attack later. Oh, that's over. Oh, no. Oh, no. 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 Oh, I didn't expect the Combattler to do that much damage. Okay. Well, there's all the pressure gone. Here, 1, 2, 3. That's a bummer. I was really hoping we could get that kill. We won't put it to waste. I probably could have Valor there. We probably could have done that this turn. That's fine. Can you propellant tank yourself? What are we looking at? 9,000. We probably can't get that this turn. We're gonna just leave. I don't know how much of this will stay. That's not the screen I want to be looking at. I'm all turned around now that things have gone up in smoke. Okay. In flames. Even. Let's see if we can still clean this up with the rest of the team. Because I did check to see if they could get to Laliar, but not if they could get to the Santa Magma. So that's a hit we can make. We don't have enough SP left, so we can't. I can add energy, but I can't add SP. So we're gonna do this, and then if Hero takes a hit, Hero takes a hit. Yeah, that's fine. But the Voltes can definitely get that. Okay, we've got that all sorted. Let's give some XP to these three. Not that we're gonna necessarily be using boss a ton more, but I thought someone else over here was hurt. Oh, the Jun was. And she's got no movement now, so okay. What a... Oh, maybe this is gonna be enough? I'll believe it is. What a disappointing end. And this, knowing how this has gone for me, we're probably gonna be left with like 30 HP or something. Yeah, and that's 30. I'd say it was even less than that. Duo's still in the game though. He can still get the money out of this. This is why you should not commit the way that I did. Right? Like, I did put all those spirits on assuming we were going to get to that combat, but they weren't actually relevant for the fight we were doing. I was doing them a little preemptively. The only one that we needed to spend at that point, if we were going to use it, was the EXP one. The cheer, because he had take his turn. Okay. Bear is due in relation to this. Is he even going to get here this turn? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's not even going to get here this turn. Does anyone else have it? Oh, we still have one of these left. Oh, Yuriko. What do her spirits look like now? Oh, she can just give a blessing now. Okay, so this goes to whoever we want to give it to. Who's close to hitting some thresholds? George is now getting up there. I'm surprised how few kills these two have. But there's not a lot. There's so few kills to go around. We can just give it to Hero. This is accuracy. His accuracy is not perfect though. We can get Bright over there to shore that up. Let's do this and see what his accuracy looks like. Yeah, that's what I thought. I will heal him after giving him XP just to... Oh, nope, we can't give him XP, that's fine. Just to make sure he doesn't die if this goes wrong. And because we have so many of these off of Yuriko now, we can spend a little bit more haste delay, or a little more freelay. Someone else has got to have a cheer though. Surely, yeah. Oh, boss still has one left. Okay, who else can we do anything else with anybody else that's still around? Not really. Okay, let's just try this, see what happens. I'm crossing everything I got. Not that there's any real stakes to this now. It's just, yeah, okay, good. It's just the recovery. Well, another somewhat anticlimactic end. But now that we have the ability to retake extra turns at the beginning of combat, hopefully stages are going to start looking a lot different. I think it's also the longest video we've done. That stage does just take a while. I think that was tied for the number of bosses that started on the Gundam stage. On scenario, what was that, 22? Yeah, so 2 episodes ago. It ended up with more because there's 2 Skullrocks that show up, but I guess that said, that is like inaccurately representing what's happening here. The disappointing thing with accuracy-based bosses in this game is just how often you can ignore that by using Bullseye, where I can't really choose to ignore them having a ton of HP. Okay, well, that wraps things up for us here. What are we looking at next time? Next time is a scenario that I thought was at the 1/3 mark, not the 2/3 mark. We are going to get an upgrade for... I was going to say for the Shining Gundam, but it's like the entire G Gundam cast. So, you can look forward to that. I do think, given that, and given its proximity to the Wing Gundam character acquisition, I think you are kind of supposed to take those 2 teams as like opposites of each other. I do think it's kind of pushing you to pick one over the other rather than us trying to pick both. Though it is going fine. Like, as much as I'm like grumbly and mopey now, it's not like we didn't clear the stage. It's just we didn't clear the stage with like the most possible rewards, which you super do not need. So I think it's working out pretty fine. I do need to like hard focus up a little bit more though for the next scenario, because we are going to lose out on a unit and an attack that I want if we don't get the flag right. If we let the boss retreat, we will like really need to do that one correctly next time. But there's also only one boss that really matters, so I think it'll be a lot easier. We can just commit everything to it instead. But that'll be a problem for future Austin. For present Austin, I need to go figure out how to spend 240,000 credits. And for present viewers, your assignment is to go do something that you value today. I hope you can take some time for yourself. Do the thing that you have been saving for a while. I found myself looking at a lot of my like want to do lists, not like things I had to do, but like, oh man, I really want to do this sometime. And I realized many of those things were on my list since like middle school or high school. Like, what am I waiting for? Go do the thing. Go spend your time on that. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day doing that, whatever that might be. I would love to hear about it in the comments if you want to share. You don't have to. If it's something like uniquely personal or just strange, you don't have to. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me anything. But I'm happy to hear it if you want to talk about it. This doesn't have to just be Super Robot Wars. We can talk about other things too. Before I ramble anymore, and before I make this video our first 2-hour video, I'll let you all go. Thank you all for watching. I hope I see you in the next one. Take care.